Hello and welcome to the May Arts blog. Latrice here to share some quick ideas with you for creating some really easy cards using both Petaloo flowers and the Coordinations cardstock. We're really lucky to be sharing our blog this week with these two great companies. Petaloo makes a ton of different kinds of flowers in all kinds of shapes and sizes, as you can see here. I kind of got a rainbow of flowers to play with, from orange to red. We've got some yellow, some brown, some black. They also have flowers that have glitter and other things like that on top. So, what I want to share with you is the Coordinations cardstock and how it works really well. So I've created these two cards so far out of a card set that I'm making using the Coordinations cardstock for the background, and I also used a Cuttlebug embossing folder, a little bit of sanding, some flowers, a few pearls, of course some May Arts ribbon, and on some of them I have sentiment and some of them I don't. So here's a little bit of a close-up of that card. And you can see the really fun background on that one. So I'm going to set that aside, and I want to share with you this card. This is kind of a pink and a brown color combination. So what I've got here, this is some of the Echo cotton ribbon from May Arts. This stuff is really cool. I like that it's earth friendly. So I've got a little bit of longer piece and a little bit of shorter piece. And with Coordinations, there are a few different types of cardstock you can choose from. This one is going to be their classic. It's going to be a dark green cardstock, but the core will be green also. So when you sand it, you don't get bright white, you get a lighter green core. Okay, this one here that I'm using on the pink is actually a whitewash. So this color on the back is the color that is under the whitewash on the front. So I've embossed it already, and you can see my swirl pattern here, and I'm just going to sand it with a sand block to bring this dark pink out of the white. Right, so now you can see that that pink swirl really shows through now. So I'm just going to wipe the dust away with a paper towel. And it brings it out even more once you wipe that dust away. So now you can see that my swirls really pop. They almost looks like I inked it, but all I did was sand it to bring that out. So now I'm going to quick put my card together for you. And this Coordinations cardstock, when you emboss it, it makes for such an impact that you don't really need that much more on a card. So then I'm going to layer my flowers here. And then I'm going to make a quick bow using my other ribbon. And then I will just trim these off. So then I'll add this bow to my card. And then I'm also, just to finish this off, I'm going to put a big pearl right in the center of my flower and sprinkle a few around the edges. And I'm just placing these pearls in the little swirls, just to add a little bit more pop, a little bit more interest to the card. And I'll do one more down there. So then I have a quick card. I mean, this almost resembles a stem, and the bow is kind of like the leaves, but it's a really quick card using those two products. And then we have the Black Magic, which is a black, instead of a whitewash, it's black, but I picked a white, so whatever color cardstock would show up on the back. There's pink, there's red, there's a whole rainbow of colors. So I'm going to sand this. And I love how the black and white looks, because the white pops so well. So then I'm going to go ahead and make a really quick wedding card. Since I used this swirl embossing folder, it makes for a really elegant card. And I'm using some Mayarts pleated ribbon. It's some of my favorite. And I will cover up the inside of this ribbon before I send it to anyone with just another piece of cardstock. But for now, I'm just going to leave it like that. And then what I've got here, I've already created a little sentiment. I'm going to throw some pop dots on the back of this. Add that to the left side of my card. And then I've got my 3 flowers that I chose in black. Sorry, we got cut off there for a second. Alright, so what I did is I chose 3 of the Petaloo flowers in a couple of the different shapes, and I added them to my black and white, the core cardstock in the back, Coordinations cardstock in the back. Added a couple pearls to the center, and then we added the cinnamon off to the side before. This card is so quick to do, and I mean, you could make 20 of these in like an hour. If you just sat, you embossed everything all at once, and then you sanded everything. The sanding does kind of get a little messy, but if you have like a damp rag or something like that nearby, or a cheesecloth works really well to just wipe the dust away, then you shouldn't have a problem keeping your workspace clean. So just to recap, I showed you guys this 3 different kinds of cardstock that they have. This is the classic, and then we've got the whitewash here with the pink, and then we've got the Black Magic, which I really love the Black Magic. So then we have a nice little set there. One last thing I want to show you is what I did here. I did the same embossing with the classic Coordinations cardstock with the green, and then I sanded it. But in order to get, if you don't like this whitewash in the back and you want your color in the back, what I did was I sanded it. So I sanded it just to get a little of that color off. And then I took my coordinating distress ink, and I'm just going to wipe it over the top of it. And that's going to give those raised parts of the embossing a darker green look. and it's also going to be a little bit distressed, which is fun too. So then once this dries, it will be a little bit lighter, like this one here. So there are a couple of ideas that you can do using these Coordinations cardstocks with some embossing folders, and how to mix them with a little bit of ribbon and also some of those fabulous Petaloo flowers. Thank you so much for visiting the blog today. Please come back tomorrow. We've got more for you all week from Petaloo and Coordinations and also May Arts. Thanks so much. Bye.